hard to believe that anybody feels the way we do about our girls and all those chords we're traveling to. And all the roads we drive, all the states we see, we've been volleyballed all so desperately. I said maybe we're gonna be the ones to cheer them on. We're lost in this volleyball.
Are you ready?
I was born ready.
Oh, yeah, of course. You have that look of I'm totally ready for this podcast. Chapter 11 of Volleyball'd, and we're the Medinas. I'm Carlos.
And I'm Alison.
And today's a celebration day because we are pregnant again.
Oh, my God.
My
God.
That was actually for our friends, the Walkers.
For crying out loud.
Specifically for you, Eric Walker, who I think is fully convinced we have to have another child so that he has somebody else to root for in volleyball. But hey, it's a holiday season. Things happen.
Listen, I am 45 effing years old and fully in the throes of perimenopause. So this rumor about me like getting knocked up is about had it.
So we won't get into that for this particular podcast, but we do.
Sorry, America.
We were talking about our idea of what we wanted to do for holidays, and this actually came from some of the forums that we're regularly in. And it was parents that were talking about what to do for the holiday season, Christmas or otherwise, for your volleyball player. And you and I, being that we have two, it's trying to figure out, okay, what's a cool Christmas gift? Because for the most part, you know, when it comes to gifts, a lot of it is, oh, the girls need this. All right, we go get that. Hey, the girls need a pair of shoes. Okay, fine, we go get that. And so now it's turned into, as they've gotten older, like the fluffy toy is no longer what they're interested in. Now it's turned into, okay, what can they actually use? And they're asking for more volleyball stuff.
Carlos, question for you.
Yes, I've got answers.
How many Christmas gifts have you purchased for the year 2025 to date?
Two so far. And one of them just showed up today. So take that. You're the one who had to sign for it. So ha ha.
I am well into the double digits, possibly triple digits. So I think we all know who the expert in this category is.
Well, then we'll start right here. This is our holiday edition. And by the way, we put this out early enough so that if you are looking for ideas, Alison likes wine, I'm a vodka drinker, or if you're looking for something for your children, that can work as well. So this is going to be like our first fight ever we've had on this podcast. So you broke it into like categories. Like I can see in your notebook, you wrote down like, here's category number 1, category number 2. Whereas me, I just put it in my phone and said like, this, shoes.
Yeah, it's the ultimate volleyball player Christmas list, right? Like if all they asked for was stuff for their volleyball life, these things would be on basically where we started.
So let me do it this way. Chapter 11, the ultimate volleyball player gift list.
Oh, gosh. Now I don't even want to listen.
Well, now I have to actually, what I'm going to do in post-production, I'm going to pump that up. It's going to let me do it again.
Chapter 11, the ultimate volleyball player gift list.
For the holidays.
Coming from the guy who watches Die Hard every December.
It's a Christmas movie,
damn it. I agree.
It's a Christmas movie. By the way, do you know that we just hit the 36-year anniversary of Christmas Vacation? Yeah.
Wow, we're old.
Take that one on. Ponder that 36 years. We just hit the anniversary of it coming out a few days ago. So, again, this podcast is educational. You just got a small little bit. You're welcome, America.
All right, so I'm going to go back to start this off. I'm going to go back to the OG Christmas gift, the very first gift that I gave to our oldest daughter. We gave to our oldest daughter as a Christmas present when she began playing volleyball. It was the club backpack with the club logo on the back and the last name embroidered on it. And she thought it was just the coolest thing that had ever happened.
Is this the part where I say that this doesn't work anymore?
This is the part where we say that I wouldn't recommend that as a gift moving forward.
No,
now it's like required by most clubs.
When she was like 9 years old, she thought it was the coolest thing in the world. And by the time she wore it out, Then it became my dad bag. I
Yeah.
would keep all the supplies in there. And I think finally by the time she turned 13, it tore apart at like USAV, and there was no way I could use it ever again. Finally had to throw it away.
I mean, it's basically the equivalent of giving socks for Christmas. You know what reaction you're going to get, so don't do it.
If they're younger, great. If they're experienced, not so much.
Well, on the flip side, if you're at a new club or you do have a younger player and you don't have a lot of merch for that club yet, great time to give a gift from, their website or Pro Shop or however, if they sell, the logo on a sweatshirt or pajama pants or, extra T-shirts. That's a great Christmas gift because you can never have too much of the loungewear.
All right, so may I then make a suggestion since you went there? Again, this is going to be our first fight in a podcast. I'm going to bring up the most controversial aspect, the most controversial piece of equipment that you always find in the forums. Victory athletic insoles. Those insoles, you will have parents that either swear by them or will point out that they're completely worthless. And full disclosure, my daughter had a pair probably about 3 years ago. And what I will say is this. If your athlete thinks they're getting something out of them, great. If they're not, fine. But what I will say is this. For those of you that go out and you spend your money on nice shoes, at some point, pull out the insole. Like, I remember we used to have, like, nice pairs of Nikes we would get my daughter. And then we would take the insole out, and it was, like, a centimeter thick.
It's like a piece of paper.
Yeah, it was nothing. And she was complaining about how her feet felt. And so we tried the insoles, and that worked for her. But there's always this discussion of, well, am I going to jump 2 or 3 inches? What I would say is that if you ever look at the insoles you have in regular shoes, even nice shoes, you will recognize you probably need to put something else in there.
Yeah, along the lines of the backpack, standard gear is not a great Christmas present. So, like, look, I got you knee pads for Christmas. Not going to fly. But
Now, that's for grandma or like an aunt.
But if there's some very specific piece of gear or equipment that your player has mentioned or has seen other players use or wear that they are very interested in, great time to try it out. So some examples might be those compression sleeves that some of the players wear all the way up and down one leg because they're having issues with a knee or a quad or something like that. That's a great time to invest in the money in something like that.
That's another that I see that is posted regularly. Should my daughter be wearing like the longer compression pants? The only reason our older daughter went to those a few years ago was because I think she had just been beaten up over the course of the year where her legs were just black and blue. And she was all over the floor playing 6 rotations. And so we bought them just to try and save her legs a little bit and to not make it look like we were beating her. So that was like a big deal to us, was that, okay, she doesn't look as bruised, but she got used to really liking them as just something towards the end of a tournament. If she felt like her legs were a little bit worn out, she would go to those compression pants.
If any of you moms are on Instagram and you follow even one volleyball player,
All the moms are on Instagram.
All the moms are on Instagram. You get all the ads all the time for gift your volleyball player with this. And the one that I keep seeing over and over again, granted, I have not tried it, are these anti-slip sprays. These like anti-slip resistance. You spray it on the bottom of your shoe and it's supposed to give you better traction on the court. Listen, I don't know if it's going to help you break your ankle or stop you from breaking your ankle, but it's all the rage on the Insta right now.
I don't want to buy it, but I would like to see somebody try it. I want to be that parent that goes, hey, does that work pretty well? Like one of them, and it's on my list. We saw this several years ago. It was more of a football thing, but now it's showing up more in volleyball. For the defensive players, we see the sleeves with the built-in pads. And our daughter, our oldest daughter, tried it she would have it like for a week or 2 at a time. And as an outside hitter, she would get frustrated that she didn't feel like she could swing her right arm normally. But when she was banged up, she would go to, here's my sleeve with the pad on the left side, and I'd keep my right arm clean. And so, again, a cool gift. They look awesome. Like, your kid's going to put them on, and I don't care if they're a lower-level skill player or a higher-level skill player. They're going to look like they know exactly what they're doing because, whoa, look, she's got a sleeve with pads in it.
We actually know a family who had a libero that hit her hip bone so hard she got a bone spur, and so they that season invested in softball sliding shorts that she could wear under. Now, granted, it made her look a little bulky. I didn't notice, but she did. But, just to give that extra little inch around the hip when you've knocked it a couple 2,000 too many times, not a terrible idea.
All right, so your ideas are lame so far. This is why I'm the more elite volleyball parent when it comes to gift giving. Your gifts are lame, mine are cool. How about this? And this has been part of this podcast, and this is a great grandparent gift. In fact, the grandparents for our kids have already asked about getting this scheduled. The photo/video package. And there's a lot of great people that do this. They're outstanding at the stuff they're able to get. It makes for great memories. So many of these kids, especially when they're Instagram oriented, they end up getting cool videos out of it. And those packages, you know a little bit more about this than I do as far as the cost, because I just spend money and don't look at anything. It's worth it whenever we get that back. And are so excited every single time when one of these photographers shows up to the court and documents a match and then sends something down the road.
I actually did not have that on my list, but it's a very good idea.
See? Who's the great gift
Kudos.
giver? Thank you. All right, go to your list, lame list lady. Oh, here's a thing of coal. You'll love it.
For crying out loud.
Have socks. Look,
so,
these are the new Mizuno socks. You'll love it.
Speaking of things that they might not expect, training. Some of these girls today are really into wanting to get the extra work in to get a leg up over their competition. So whether that is equipment that you can use to train more at home, or maybe a hard to get one-on-one coach that you could buy a package of sessions with, or professional jump training. Maybe it's purchasing a box jump for your house so that you can work on your vertical even when you're in your basement. And then I've been seeing some really cool rebounders out there, but also if you Google DIY rebounder, it's actually, now granted, I haven't tried to do this myself, but I have a handy father. It actually doesn't look that hard to buy some wood and build a rebounder that you can paint in whatever colors you want and leave in your backyard so your kid can just take swings all day and pass to themselves and not have to have a partner to get some reps in.
Well, and that's the choice, because it's going to take time. It takes money to go up to the facility. If you can have your own equipment, which we got something from the grandparents really cool last year, but we recognized it only works in the spring and summer for us. It's too cold during the winter to get out there. I don't want to put my daughter outside where right now it was 32 degrees this morning. It's already like 38 degrees today. And so they're constantly like, hey, Dad, when are you going to get out the net and the setup? I'm like, later, like 3 months later. All right. Going along those lines, one of the ones that I've seen as far as a piece of training equipment that I thought was really cool, and it was suggested by a trainer that's been on this podcast, the Polar Beat. That is the heart rate monitor that a lot of these players, when they're training, now wear. If ever you see the professional athletes, whenever you look at them and you say, is that a bra? Like, what are they wearing? And typically you'll see it on a lot of football players.
Soccer players.
And soccer players. They're tracking to see what the heart rate is and how it's moving, and then the athletic performance. It ties into an application. You can just download it on your phone. It Bluetooths over. And it's really cool for your athlete when they're going through a training session to see when the heart rate is up, when they're getting the maximum amount of whether it's calorie burn or cardiovascular training. And then, especially when you have some of the coaches as they get older where they want to track this information, you can easily just print it out and say, here's the data, here's my workout, here's the amount of time. And it's just a little cool, again, it's not expensive. We're talking, most of them you can find on Amazon. $20 to $45, but it's just that one extra thing that sometimes your athlete will get excited about, that extra workout, and will say, well, here, let me make sure to put on my heart rate monitor so I look like all the pros out there.
Yeah, pretty cool. Interesting stuff that they have going on right now. Recovery is another place that most people don't even think about, including us until recently. We do the cheapo ice baths, basically.
I bring home typically 2 to 3 bags, 20-pound bags of ice, throw it in the bathtub, and turn on the water, and that is an ice bath for us.
But some people say they're controversial, I
have people that swear by them. I know people that swear by them as far as regular athletes that train, that between cold plunge and sauna, that they really like what it does for circulation. And so now, cold plunge has become such a big deal, along with cryotherapy.
Cryotherapy,
There you
yeah.
go. I was going to say chirotherapy. Cryotherapy, that does seem to have a regenerative effect for some of these athletes. Again, we believe in throwing bags of ice into a tub, but I have looked at it, and they range in price. Some of them are very affordable. Some of them are really nice, like into the thousands of dollars. I'm not going down that road. I like my bags of ice, but if you're so inclined and you think it'll help for your athlete, there are people that really swear by the regenerative effect of it.
Now, we do have a miniature red light therapy device. So when there is a tweaked muscle or an injury we're trying to heal, or I've used it myself personally as well, you can put the red light on it and try to generate more blood flow to the area, because those are the two opposing schools of thought, right? Like ice is supposed to help with healing, but red light therapy is supposed to help with blood flow, which in theory regenerates, as well, to reduce swelling and inflammation, et cetera. So another idea, red light therapy.
Can I give you now the cool dad idea? Because we know parents, and I agree with them. I've turned into one of them as well. And for those of you out there, as soon as I say this, you know who I'm talking about. You love getting your kids shoes. What they look like, what their shoes are. Now, we went the route early on where it was fine volleyball shoes. And that worked for about the first year or two before we kind of realized, hey, that sport was growing, but it hadn't exploded. And you didn't have major money being pumped into shoes at that point. So it turned into fine basketball shoes. Now it's turned into the basketball shoe companies are trying to put shoes out there that are also being marketed to volleyball players. My daughter loves Way of Wade's. Like that's her special order shoe. They have sales regularly, but you end up having a pair of shoes that I think, in comparison to some of the other shoes we've had that tear typically within the first 3 to 6 months, those things are like tanks. Like
Yeah.
we've yet to tear a pair of Way of Wade's.
Yeah, it's more the inside that's worn down first. But the trick about giving sports shoes for Christmas is that it only works if you buy the shoes that are expensive and you originally said no to. And therefore, it's still a surprise that will make them happy when they open it on Christmas
I told
morning.
you no. I told you no. And then that's what shows up underneath the tree. Now, they're going to grow out of them so fast.
Yeah.
That's the one reason why we haven't gone down that road with our 11-year-old. She's blowing through shoes. If we get 6 months out of them right now, we're lucky.
Oh, she's already, I can feel her toes in her current pair that I just bought.
Yeah, 3 months ago, 4 months ago.
They're not going to last much longer, for sure. Okay, so for those of you who are going to be traveling a lot this year, maybe it's traveling for the first time, maybe it's going to more cities than you've ever gone to before.
I think this is funny. It sounds like you're hosting a television show. We're like, and for those of you, like it's QVC, like you're getting ready to sell something. And for those of you who are interested in traveling,
I just want to be Kelly Clarkson when I grow up, okay?
Okay,
I
you're
want
doing
to
well at
have
it.
my own talk show. Thinking about things that make travel more fun, more comfortable, more exciting. So that could be anything from a travel blanket that they could take with them to the airport, a new suitcase that is just for them instead of having to borrow the same one that mom and dad have used for the last 25 years, which we did for a long time until we finally got our own suitcase.
yeah, she looked like a 40-year-old traveling salesman
Yeah.
for quite a while before the game got picked up a little bit.
2 years ago, we got our daughter like an actual nice hanging Vera Bradley toiletry bag, where you can actually hang your toiletries when you get to the hotel so you can keep everything together.
God only knows what that cost.
It wasn't, I bought it at the outlets.
Okay.
Relax.
I was just curious. I see it in the bathroom and I'm like, wonder what that was.
Relax. That Comfort brand now makes those hoodies that have like an eye mask built in. So when you wear the hoodie to the airport, you just look like a normal teenager. And then you get on the airplane and you want to sleep and you pull the hoodie all the way down and you're in sleep mode, which I think is actually pretty cool.
That is actually pretty cool.
Yeah, I want one too. But they're highly sold out right now unless you go for some of the crazier colors. Or just, a traditional travel pillow to have for the airport and airplane. I think those are all gifts that, a typical kid is not going to think to ask for, but might be a nice perk.
All right, so can I throw in my next one? So we have talked about some training recovery. Now, in this podcast, we've talked about how our older daughter has POTS and she does the IV bags, and we've talked about IV clinics and stuff like that where she's had to go. But I do like the idea, whether it's, especially after long tournaments, sometimes it can be as simple, and dads love it too, moms love it, a sports massage package. Like that sort of stuff is really cool for the athlete of, hey, I scheduled you, like it's a Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Hey, Monday, you're scheduled for a massage. And again, because they're younger athletes, it's not crazy. You're not going to get hit with some sort of wild pricing. Most of the times, make sure you avoid the membership. You just want to buy a small package. But I think a lot of that stuff, it's part of that experience where suddenly my athlete feels like she's a real high-end professional athlete, that not only is she going out there to compete hard with her teammates and doing the travel, but then she's also getting the benefit down the road. Sometimes, yeah, I can get away with just, a particular dinner. Maybe she wants a piece of cake, but I would prefer that she also then is like, hey, Dad, when can I get that massage? I'd like to go ahead and see if I can get recovered a little quicker.
Yeah, good stuff. Another fun one is subscription boxes.
What are those? What are those?
So last year we got our daughter, well, I purchased for my daughter, and apparently Carlos does not remember this even occurring,
Nope.
a subscription to, just for a year, to FabFitFun.
Dad of the year.
So it's basically a quarterly box that comes, and the athlete can open it up and choose from, some initial things online, and then the gifts are put into the box and it arrives in your doorstep and you get to unbox and unopen, and it's like Christmas throughout the year. But now there's these volleyball specific ones that, again, keep coming up on my Instagram page, which I haven't bought into yet, but maybe you will. I saw just today, I was looking, there's one called My Volley Box. There's one called Volleyball Vibe Box. I saw one called Volleyball'd, which I thought was actually pretty cute. But really fun stuff. It's got like water bottles and new kinds of knee pads or headbands or volleyball specific stickers, or, just fun stuff that can kind of be the gift that keeps on giving throughout the year.
All right, I'm going to pass on mine here. I'm going to let you do another one because I'm going to save one of my best ones for last. I'm passing.
I'm scared.
I'm giving
Okay.
you the option here if you would like to step up with one more.
All the rage this year, giving experiences instead of presents, which I'm more of a birthday experience person as a mom, gift giver. But if you were looking to think about some experiences that your daughter or son could open under the tree, think about like high profile camps that they've asked to go to that maybe you've said no to in the past because they're a pretty penny.
I've said no to all of them for the most part.
Clinics with guest celebrity coaches that you know about that maybe your child hasn't even heard about yet, that would be a nice fun surprise, that are coming up in the first quarter of the year.
Preferably with autograph sessions. They dig that. Yeah.
VIP tournaments and teams that you can try out for, travel experiences for volleyball players that you can be invited to that we always say no to, but maybe there's a fun one that you could throw in for a special occasion.
All of this seems like a better idea than a car. Like,
Truth.
oh, hey, your next birthday, you're 15. We need to start thinking about this. How about instead a VP volleyball experience?
And then just like the simple ones, right? I mean, most people these days are within driving distance to a either collegiate volleyball program or even a professional volleyball team that you could take your daughter to for a special night out or weekend, or, make a team event or whatever. But that's a fun experience that's related to the sport of volleyball that I think most kids would appreciate.
That's been a home run that we've experienced in the past, whether it's been Georgia Tech, Kennesaw State, Georgia for us. Those are like the major programs in the area, Georgia State as well, where we have been able to line out, hey, let's take 4 of the girls, and they'll do a girls' night. And obviously, as a parent, you drive them over, you sit a couple rows back, and you let them watch any of that volleyball. And then the pro teams here in Atlanta, we're going to end up having 3 at one point. But whether it's Love and their team that they have, or Atlanta Vibe, either one of those, they have packages where one of the elements that they'll have as pre or post game is let you meet the players.
I got another one.
Okay, please go ahead. I'll pass one more time then.
I have noticed the fashion game has upped the ante for the walk in and out of the gym sweat and slide combos. So seeing more of these like matching sweatshirt, sweatpant looks with like cute little slides or Crocs and all the, what are the things called that you put in a Croc? The giblets, the
Yeah, the
gibbets,
little toys,
gibberish, gibbets.
Hey, listen, I'm going to go with whatever you say. Somebody is going to end up responding to this podcast and clarify for you. It won't be me.
I think it's Giblet.
We'll go with
Somebody Google it. I don't know. Anyway, great gift ideas. Comfy, loungy, in and out of the gym. Cover up because you know it's cold outside. Those coaches get real angry with you if you try to walk out of the gym sweaty when it's 30 degrees outside. And some nice comfy slides or Crocs that they can give their feet a little rest after practice.
All right, so here's what I'm going to finish up with. All of these are great ideas, in my opinion, mostly mine. But the reason why is because there's one rule that's been in effect in our home for the better part of about 3 or 4 seasons. We violated it a few times, not often, but a few times. If you want the sweatshirt at the tournament, you got a place at the tournament. You can't end up in the tinfoil bracket on Sunday or else there's no sweatshirt. And so if you find yourself getting a handful of these things, then when they bring up, like, Mom, Dad, can we get the sweatshirt at Big South? You say, no, there will not be a sweat. You did not place. Y'all are in the tinfoil bracket. I don't want to be reminded of this atrocity. That is the rule that I have gone with. And so I'm just suggesting that if you buy it now and you find the cool stuff now, hopefully at whatever tournament you're at, whatever qualifier, when things don't work out, you don't have to buy the sweatshirt. Now, if they do, cool, do it by all means. It's double jeopardy. It's your fault that they were good that week. But that I've found is like a cool trade-off of when my daughter says, I want this, I go, why don't you look at your bag and see what I paid for those shoes?
Yeah. Sweatshirts, I have broken the rule every once in a while. The T-shirt, if you don't win the tournament, you're not going home with a T-shirt.
No. We learned that from a handful of parents, and we thought it was hilarious when they told us, are you getting there the T-shirt? No. Well, I'm not unless we place. Not unless
you win.
Not unless you win the
If
tournament.
it doesn't say champion on the back, you don't get to leave with a T-shirt.
That's the Scrooge part of this. So no winning, no dinner, no T-shirts.
Tinfoil bracket is funny, actually. I remember somebody saying, I was like, how'd your team do yesterday? And they're like, well, we're in the paper mache bracket because we soft.
Well, I hope we don't have a whole lot of tinfoil or paper mache for this upcoming year. But if you do end up in it, and we're all in it together, let's grab a drink. We'll talk about what we got everybody for the holidays.
We're shooting for fine medals, people. Fine medals. Not MEDALS, METALS. We want gold, silver, copper, bronze.
I will tell you, I will take a bronze depending on the tournament and the competition. All right, that's going to do it for us for this one. We'll be back next week. Take us out.
Last gift idea. I have a bonus. Personalized ornament from Etsy. And I'm just going to tell you right now, if you Google volleyball gifts on Etsy, you will go down a rabbit hole that will keep you up until 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm just saying from experience.
That doesn't sound like a great idea.
But it's so fun.
Today is gonna be the day that we run out of cash. Watching every serve and kill, it's a total smash. By now you should have somehow realized what we've lost. Our free time's gone, it's all for volleyball at any cost. I tend to believe that anybody feels the way we do about our girls and all those courts we're traveling to. And all the roads we drive, all the states we see. We've been volleyball'd so desperately. I said maybe we're gonna be the ones to cheer them on. We're lost in this volleyball. Backbeat, the word is on the street that we're broke again. Entrance fees for tournaments our girls already in. I'm sure you've heard it all before, but we're at the bar, drinking through the overwhelm. No life beyond this far. Don't believe that anybody feels the way we do about the nets and all the chaos we're stuck into. And all the roads we drive, all the states you see. We've been volleyballed so desperately. I said maybe we're gonna be the ones to cheer them on. We're lost in this volleyball, and all the lights that lead us there are blinding. The whole town might be the day, but we're still here. Volleyball, oh volleyball. I don't believe that anybody